This is the QTV Nightly News coming to you from our studios on Kairaba Avenue, and I am Jewel Denjai. Thank you for joining us. Here are the main news headlines. President Adama Barrow held talks on Tuesday with a team of agriculture experts from Texas A&M University in the USA. Also, President Adama Barrow received in audience at the State House a technical mission from the OIC Secretariat in Saudi Arabia on Tuesday. The 16th edition of Q Ndogu, an annual gift of food items to people during the holy month of Ramadan from QCell and the Q Group Foundation, was officially launched on Tuesday. Now, the Gambia Immigration Department held a press briefing on Monday about their special weekend operation targeting undocumented immigrants. In international news, at the opening of the 13th Ministerial Conference of the World Trade Organization, the Gambia joins other member states in assenting to the instruments for Comoros and East Timor's membership to the World Trade Organization. Those were your headlines, and now the news in detail. Thank you for staying with us. If you're just tuning in, this is QTV News with me, Jewel Denjai. And now the news in detail. President Adama Barrow held talks on Tuesday with a team of agriculture experts from America's Texas A&M University. The delegation is in the Gambia to explore opportunities in rice production and youth development in agriculture. QTV's Momodu Lamin Choi has the story.
The Gambia government, under the leadership of President Adama Barrow, is engaging partners to address the country's food security needs through investment and technical support. A team of agriculture experts from America's University of Texas A&M are the latest to join government's search for a solution to our deficit in rice production. Jill Gonzalez, the head of this delegation, is the president and CEO of Elevate Global.
September, and we did a pre-needs assessment with Elevate Global, and Texas A&M at the Burlog Institute is actually finalizing right now a feasibility report for Gambia. That report will be utilized to draw resources for Gambia in a variety of areas, and a key area is obviously in rice production, but also horticulture production, and the engagement and development of youth is going to be crucial. They are the future of your country, and we think that's the importance of having the youth engagement component.
Rice is a staple food in the Gambia. President Adama Barrow's vision targets the Gambia achieving rice self-sufficiency by 2026. Dr. Demba Sabali is the Gambia's Minister of Agriculture.
National agenda, and the national agenda is rice self-sufficiency for the Gambia and Gambian people in the shortest possible time. And these are experts in rice and rice production. So the meeting was centered around how do we develop the value chains of rice value chain, poultry value chain, and any other value chain that is core to the Gambian food system.
Boosting agriculture production and productivity will require large-scale mechanized farming with modern agriculture farming technologies and techniques. The Gambia's agriculture minister sets out government's direction in its partnership with this team of agriculture experts.
Our farmer population is aging, and I think every Gambian knows that. And the only sustainable way to continue production and productivity is what do we do to entice the youth, the young people of this country, to be agriculturists. And the surest way is to reduce drudgery on the land.
The technical team comprises specialists in rice production, youth enterprise development, crop and soil scientists. According to this team of agriculture experts, their future intervention will involve investment and technical support to the Gambia's agriculture development needs. A retired U.S. ambassador to South Africa, Eric M. Bost, is the deputy director of the Norman Borlaug Institute for International Agriculture and Development.
Whenever we go into a country, the very first thing that we do is do an assessment. And this is what we're here for. We're doing an assessment to make a determination of what should occur, what partners do we need, what training is needed. All of you have jumped ahead. We're the very first step. You can't determine what is actually needed to occur until you do the assessment piece.
The Gambia has a per capita consumption of 117 kilograms of rice. In 2019, the country's rice imports reached $2 billion. Also, a pre-harvest report from the Agriculture Ministry reveals that in 2020, the Gambia had a deficit of 375,658 metric tons out of its national requirement of an estimated 398,364 metric tons of rice. Mahmoud Lamin Choi, QTV News.
And President Adama Barrow on Tuesday received in audience at the State House a technical mission from the OIC Secretariat in Saudi Arabia. The high-level delegation, led by the Assistant Secretary General for Political Affairs, is in the Gambia to assess the country's state of preparedness ahead of the upcoming OIC summit in the country. Momodo Lamin Choi again.
This OIC technical mission comprises a team of experts who are on a visit in the Gambia less than 2 months ahead of the Gambia's hosting of the 15th OIC summit. The President received the delegation at the State House for a meeting on Gambia's preparedness to host the summit. Leading the delegation is Yusuf Al-Dubey, the OIC's Assistant Secretary General for Political Affairs.
Get his advice, we get his instruction, we get his suggestion regarding a good hosting of this summit. And we told to His Excellency the President that yesterday we had a site visit to take stock on what has been done for the road especially and for the hotel and the conference hall. Since we came the day before yesterday, we realized that Gambia had done huge effort to complete these roads and to complete these infrastructure that all member states they need to host this summit.
Since their arrival in the Gambia, the OIC technical mission has been meeting Gambia government officials to discuss logistics and technical arrangements for the upcoming summit.
And for this, we have also a meeting with His Excellency the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Gambia. He gave the same impression and the same, he expressed also the level of readiness of the Gambia to host this summit. It means from now we can tell to all member states that the Gambia is ready to host this summit because all this infrastructure, toward the hotels, toward the road, are ready to host this summit. This is the reason why it is my privilege to thank His Excellency the President and to congratulate him for all this effort, to thank the Minister of Foreign Affairs and to congratulate him for this effort.
This is not the first time the OIC has sent a technical assessment mission to the Gambia to examine the country's preparedness for hosting the summit. The summit, which is the world's second largest intergovernmental gathering, will be the biggest event the country has ever hosted. Following this assessment mission, this delegation is expected to brief OIC member states on the Gambia's readiness to host the 15th OIC summit. Mahmoud Lamin Choi, QTV News.
Now, the 16th edition of Q Ndogo, an annual gift of food items to people during the holy month of Ramadan from QCell and the Q Group Foundation, was officially launched at the Q City in Bijilo on Tuesday. Momodu Gajaga was in attendance, and this is his report.
Q Ndogo is getting bigger and better. Last Ramadan, it was 260 communities, and this time, it is 300 communities that will benefit from this annual benevolence. The presentation of rice, sugar, and dates to communities across the country, from Banjul to Koina, is in line with QCell and the Q Group Foundation's drive to give back to communities. Lamin Yafa is QCell's head of sales and distribution. This is not a charity. What we are giving to you belongs to you. We are able to do this because we have customers. We are also doing it for you to pray for us. And because of your prayers, we've been seeing the benefits. That's why it is growing bigger. Mosques, Quranic schools, prisons, and hospitals, among others, will also benefit from this Ramadan gesture. Alhaji Isa Dabo, the president of the Gambia Supreme Islamic Council, urged others to emulate the Q Group. This Ramadan gifts you are distributing has an endless reward because you are making it easy for people who would usually struggle with their education. It means you are contributing to the existence of the schools. I thank the Q Group for their kindness. Mohamed Jah, the chairman of the Q Group, says the Q Ndogu distribution used to be limited to mosque for the 29 or 30 days of Ramadan, but thanks to people's prayers, it has expanded to include madrasas, hospitals, and other communities.
ñun utuñ ci li customer bi yalla xam na ne wéru koor lañ dé gëna busy wér yépp waaw te busy.
We are not doing this to get more customers. We are usually very busy in the Ramadan to give support to the public and ease the burden on them. In the telecommunications business, sales are low during Ramadan, but we do more during this month than any other. We are doing this as a way of giving back to the community because we believe it belongs to them. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "Whoever feeds a person breaking his fast will earn the same reward as him, without anything being lessened from the reward of the fasting person." Mamadou Gajaga, QTV News.
That's a laudable initiative there from QCell and the Q Group Foundation. From the report by Mamadou Gajaga, will take us to a commercial break. When we return, we have some more local international stories for you. Do stay tuned.
The Gambia Revenue Authority GRA will hold the 6th edition of the Taxpayers Appreciation and Award Ceremony on Saturday, March 2nd, 2024. Oh yes, the awards is dedicated to our esteemed and valued taxpayers who consistently pay their taxes and duties on time, file their tax returns on time, present authentic and original customs documents, and comply with relevant provisions of the revenue laws. The ceremony will be graced by His Excellency the President of the Republic of the Gambia, Mr. Adama Barrow, Cabinet Ministers, senior government officials, members of the business community and development partners. A memorable night is assured in this year's award ceremony, which will take place on Saturday, March 2nd at the Kairaba Beach Hotel commencing at 7:30 p.m. GRA is your GRA. GRA is our GRA, collecting revenue for national development.
Never before in the Gambia, QCell is giving you an unbeatable offer. Activate our 5G network on your 5G-enabled phone and enjoy free internet for 7 days. Yes, you heard that right. Activate QCell's 5G on your phone and experience what true 5G internet feels like. Get your QCell SIM cards activated today at the following care centers: Banjul, Senegambia, Brikama, Bursubi Turntable, Bakau Airport, and Kairaba Avenue headquarters. Rush now and be part of the future with QCell's 5G. Free internet for 7 days only with QCell. For more information, call QCell Customer Care on 111. QCell Sunyubus. We innovate. Orders follow. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back. If you are just tuning in, this is QTV News with me, Jules Denjai. Now to the rest of our stories. The Gambia has developed an unwanted reputation as a legal migration hub and a gathering and departure point for irregular migrants from across West Africa. The Gambia Immigration Department held a press briefing on Monday about a special operation they conducted over the weekend targeting undocumented immigrants. Lena Igwenyiba tells us more.
The special operation, initiated on Friday, February 23rd, was prompted by recent security concerns, including the killing of a British woman, allegedly by a non-Gambian. The operation focused on the Kanifing municipality and parts of the West Coast to apprehend undocumented immigrants or aliens residing in the country without permits, some of whom may be involved in criminal activities. Suleiman Kujabi, the Immigration Commissioner for Kanifing Municipal Council, lists the number of immigrants apprehended.
We have raided about 313 individuals of which 11 are Gambians, whom were confirmed and they were released. And out of these 302 were all West African nationals. 203 are undocumented. Even whatever decision that has been taken, we can able now to have their biodata and maybe know exactly which places are they living.
Babukar Jane, Commissioner of Operations for the Gambia Immigration Department, mentioned that the operation also led them to the University of the Gambia campus in Faraba, where many people were arrested.
Inside the university campus, there was a place like 50 meters square. That place, we round up the place, we break them inside where they are. We were able to apprehend 77 different nationals. We have one Nigerian national, one Conakry national, and one Bissau national. The rest are all Sierra Leonean national, meaning 74 of them are Sierra Leoneans. And among them, maybe 10 are with document, the rest are without any document. We have respect to all nationals that are in the country, and we welcome every good national, every good citizen, every good human being is welcome to this country. But we also want them to be at least a law-abiding people.
The Gambia Immigration Department's Commissioner of Processing, Ensa Jawara, called on landlords to avoid harboring aliens without proper documentation and urged the public to report any such individuals to the immigration authorities.
You've been the landlord. It's your responsibility. What type of work that person is doing is your interest. You should monitor the person also because he's residing at your home. So any activity the person is doing, it should be clear to you. If it is not, if that particular alien is found wanting, I mean, the law can also charge you for aiding and abetting because you are not making any effort. So we are appealing to all citizens, all residents of this country. If you are living anywhere, if you see any abnormalities of any alien or non-Gambian residing, please report to the Gambia Immigration Department or any other security institution in this country.
The Immigration Department hopes to continue such operations nationwide and calls on partners to help enhance their capacity to control the movement of people within the Gambia, particularly those here illegally. Reporting for QTV News, I am Lena Igwenyiba.
Now, the National Mental Health Program of the Ministry of Health, in collaboration with WHO, on Thursday held an orientation session for journalists on the draft mental health bill. The program was funded by the World Health Organization. Let's have more details of that in this report. Organizers of the orientation said the new draft mental health bill is aligned with the WHO checklist for developing mental health legislation and international human rights instruments to safeguard the human rights of people with mental disability and their families, as well as their caregivers. It is therefore hoped that, once finalized and officially endorsed, the document will protect the human rights and dignity of the mentally disabled and serve as a catalyst for revolutionizing mental health services in the Gambia. Amadou Diallo, a psychiatric nurse at the Kanifing General Hospital, highlights some of the thematic areas the training course will focus on.
You get to know what is mental health, what are the factors responsible, the management, how to address stigma and discriminations, the challenges we have, and then of course, some recommendations that will be given to anyone that is willing to support. And this is why we are here today.
Here is Mam Jara Marega, Program Manager with the National Mental Health Program.
WHO is indicating that 1 in 3 women and 1 in 5 men will experience major depression. So that means it's more common in women. And women, we are part of the vulnerable group. We, the children, the elderly. And again, 1 in 7 children between the ages of 10 to 19 will experience a mental health condition. So all this is significant.
Bakari Kamara, departmental matron at the Tanka Tanka Psychiatric Hospital, says tackling mental health requires a multi-sectorial approach. He therefore calls on the media practitioners to be sensitive in their reporting of mental health issues.
Even the mentally ill individuals, if you call them mad, they don't like it at all. You tell them mad, they will tell you, no, man dofuma, I am not mad. So why are you calling me mad? So most of the time, these are the words we will always want the mass media or the televisions or whatsoever communications we are using to be filtering out without, in a civilized way, without using those stigmatizing words. What our family members and our communities or the general populations are all fond of using to these particular individuals. They are also human beings. They also have their fundamental human rights that we all need to respect.
Momodu Gassama, the WHO health promotion specialist, says despite the surge in the number of mental health cases, the world is not doing enough to address mental health issues.
This is serious. One in every 8 person in the world has a mental health condition. So where are we? This is far more than the malaria we are talking about, far more than, HIV/AIDS, far more than tuberculosis, far more than other conditions. But yet, those conditions are getting the resources they need. They may not get everything, but where is mental health now? What is the world doing about it? If you talk about it, all the health ministries together in the whole world compile all their health budgets together. Only 2% of health budgets go to mental health globally.
The World Health Organization will continue to provide the requisite technical and financial support to this process through to the final stages before the bill is enacted by the National Assembly. For QTV News, I am Julden Jai. The report takes us to news beyond our borders. At the opening of the 13th Ministerial Conference, MC13 of the World Trade Organization, WTO, the Gambia joins other member states in assenting to the instruments for Comoros and East Timor's membership to the World Trade Organization. And Sumana Sonyasi is attending the conference in Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates, and he now reports.
The 13th Ministerial Conference is the biggest global convergence of trade ministers and major multilateral policymakers from the world's largest and most advanced economies. The Abu Dhabi conference coincides with the 30th anniversary of the founding of the WTO, which has since played a central role in the institution of multilateral trade agreements. The theme for the MC13 is delivering for people through trade. Welcoming the delegates, His Excellency Dr. Thani bin Ahmed Al Zayudi, UAE's Minister for Foreign Trade and Chair of the conference, says the UAE is honored to play host to a forum that has since its establishment played a crucial role in facilitating trade around the world. And as he proposes the adoption of the MC13 agenda, he acknowledges the ascension of Comoros and East Timor and implores member states to collaborate more.
The WTO has been a global safety net, offering stability, transparency, and predictability to the international trade. And the WTO has contributed to raising living standards, improving employment opportunities, and enabling the expansion of trade in goods and services.
Ambassador Atalia Lesiva Molokome, Chairperson of the WTO General Council, and Dr. Okonjo Iweala, Director General of the WTO, acknowledged the organization's contribution to fostering development through innovative trade frameworks. And as they welcome the 2 new members, they commend the UAE for demonstrating a strong commitment to the multilateral trading system with a donation of $10 million to 3 trust funds to support fisheries funding mechanism, enhanced integrated framework, and women exporters in the Digital Economy Fund, which was launched on the eve of the conference.
We need to convert improved atmospherics into concrete results. We need to show the world that not only does the WTO underpin over 3/4 of global goods trade, it is also a forum where members deliver new benefits for people through trade.
The opening session was followed by a ceremony for the deposits of acceptance of the Fisheries Subsidies Agreement. Each minister from 164 member states, including Gambia's Minister for Trade Babukar Ojuf, deposits instruments of acceptance, indicating a strong commitment to the realization of the WTO protocols. In the next few days, the Gambian delegation will, among other things, hold side events and bilateral meetings, and will participate in the much-anticipated closing session on WTO and dispute reforms. Reporting from Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates, I'm Smale Sonyasi for KTV News.
Well, I'm afraid that's all we got time for, but before we end this bulletin, here's a recap of the headlines. President Adama Barrow held talks on Tuesday with a team of agriculture experts from Texas A&M University in the USA. Also, President Adama Barrow received in audience at the State House a technical mission from the OIC Secretariat in Saudi Arabia on Tuesday. The 16th edition of Q Ndogu, an annual gift of food items to people during the holy month of Ramadan from QCell and the Q Group Foundation, was officially launched on Tuesday. The Gambia Immigration Department held a press briefing on Monday about a special operation they conducted over the weekend targeting undocumented immigrants. In international news, at the opening of the 13th Ministerial Conference of the World Trade Organization, the Gambia joins other member states in assenting to the instruments for Comoros and East Timor's membership to the World Trade Organization. That's all we have for you in this bulletin of the news. Join us again at 10 p.m. for another special panel discussion on the political tension in Senegal. Thanks for watching.